It's okay. It's okay. Went out on a lovely day, I guess I'm feeling okay. If it wasn't for a stowaway, I might have thrown it away. Anxiety's getting in the way, I've given myself away. Should not leave myself astray, it's time to seize the day. It's okay. It's okay. So I figured I must find a way, my sanity to stay. They say it always helps to pray, but my thoughts are always gray. My soul, I don't know where to lay. Breakdown comes into play. My life is met with cries of dismay, but I'm keeping myself at bay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Well, alright. That was some random poet I wrote long ago when I was having a tough time in my life. No, now we all have that one. We all have tough times, rough times, darkest days and darkest hours of our life. I don't even have a good voice, and I can't even do justice to my own song. But what I'm saying is, yeah, we all have that. Everyone has that. Lahat ay may pinagdadaanan, but yeah, it's okay. And yeah, the title of the poem is It's Okay. It's not random anymore. Alright, now before anything else, roll the intro! Quarantine Random Talks Episode 3! The thing about depression and suicide. Rest in peace, Jamir Garcia. This episode is for you and for all of the musicians, all of the rock stars who committed suicide. This is all for you. Now, so, name it. Kurt Cobain, Chester Bennington, Brian Velasco of Razorback, and just recently, yesterday, Jamir Garcia of Slapshot. We all know what happened. Everyone, it's been over the news. It's been in the news feeds of social media. My Day, it's everywhere, and everyone is playing the playlist of Slapshot and songs from Slapshot. When I found out the news this morning, I was surprised. I I was shocked and I was nervous and I was sad, and this this has got to be fake news. This has got to be fake news. And then apparently it's legit. He's gone, and such a huge loss for the OPM and rock and heavy metal music as a whole. And personally, Slapshot has made a huge impact on myself. They are the band, see, the band na nagbuo sa high school life and for the rest of my college life. I was a huge fan way back. I remember I was 16 years old. You ask me, what's your favorite band when you were 16 years old? And I'd say, of course, it's Slapshot. Everyone loves Slapshot. Now, the vocalist, he's Jamir Garcia, and the band has made such a huge impact on Philippine music and music as a whole. And now, although there are so many issues scattering around, there's this issue of disbandment. There's even a contract about their disbandment, and there's this fake news also circulating that Mr. Guitarist is suing Mr. Vocalist, but those are issues that I haven't digged in yet, so we're not going to talk about that. What I'm going to talk about though is something different. But one thing about Jamir Garcia is he's a vocalist, and I'll tell you something about being in a band. Being in a band is rough, and to adding to the fact that you also have personal problems, so it was really hard for him, especially if you're because what people don't understand is it's hard, it's tough being in a band. So it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, and it's hard, is what they say. And I couldn't agree more. As a musician as well, also played in a band back then. Now, when you're in a band, you usually have problems. So if us small bands have so many problems and it's so big for us, what more are for the big bands who are having big problems, right? And maybe adding to the fact that he also has personal problems, the disbandment, and the life of being in a band, normally you'd get depressed. But anyway, I'm going to talk about something more important. Something different. Everyone knows that he committed suicide. So I'm going to talk about something more important, which is depression. So having that said, what is depression? Everyone already has an idea of what depression is. So, but for me, what I would say is it is often a neglected problem, but it is an actual mental problem. Now, how is this being understood right now, and how is this problem being understood today? It's rampant. It's everywhere. It's been on so many people. So your idea of depression for people most of the time is you're sad, but it's more than that. Normally people would say, "Oh, you're just sad over small problems. You'll get over it. Choose to be happy. Choose life. Choose to be happy. Enjoy life." Easier said than done. Because why I'm saying this, because depression is an actual problem. It's easy to say that choose to be happy, enjoy life, but for people who are depressed, it's not easy. Easier said than done. Actually, saying that it's difficult is actually an understatement, because it's actually difficult, because for the people who are actually depressed, yes, they are sad, but more than that, they couldn't control, and more so, they don't know why. why they are sad. Like uncontrollably, all of a sudden you're having a good day, fine day, lovely sun, lovely weather, and all of a sudden you feel sad and you don't know why. You couldn't control it. Now let me tell you something. What are the causes of depression? What I would say is the small things make the marvelous. I'll say it again. The small things make the marvelous. Nah, not the big things, the small things. Everyday small things make the marvelous. Small everyday good things makes the marvelous. Small everyday bullshits create the tragedy. Now, what people don't understand is, I remember a friend asking me, because I've suffered from depression myself back then, and he asked me, why are you depressed? Now, when you ask a depressed person why he is depressed, that is actually the most difficult question that you could ask a depressed person. That's the most difficult question for a depressed person. Why are you depressed? And you'll find them blank, mental block. They couldn't answer, couldn't say a word. Why is that? Because they don't know why they are depressed. And I'm speaking this with my own experience. I'm not some Mr. Doctor or Mr. anything with credibility. I'm just speaking with my opinion and experience, because I was asked this question myself. I was depressed back then, and I was asked, why are you depressed? And suddenly it was the most difficult question of my life, because I myself don't know the answer to that. I myself don't know why I am depressed. And that's the most difficult question you could ask to a depressed person, because they don't know the answer. They cannot give a concrete, exact, pinpoint answer. And why they can't give an exact answer, an exact pinpoint answer? It's because of these small things, of these small everyday bullshits that they go through. I know the word is bad, but I couldn't describe it more. For most people, they'd say, why are most people depressed, especially teenagers? Why are they depressed? Are they just overreacting? Are they just making a bandwagon out of depression? Are they just exaggerating what they feel? Or do they just simply feel sad and exaggerated it? That's what many people ask, and many people wonder. But they don't know depression is an actual problem. Because it's something in the mind that they couldn't control. That's the simplest way I could say it. Now, like, yeah, suddenly you're having a good day, then suddenly you become sad for no reason, and you don't know why. You don't know the reason why you are depressed, and when asked, you couldn't even answer, because of course you don't know. Why you don't know? It is because of these small everyday bullshits. Small everyday bullshits accumulated every day. From small, it accumulated into becoming a big problem on your mind, on someone who is depressed. That's why if you ask that question, they find themselves blank. They couldn't answer. They couldn't give a concrete, exact, pinpoint answer, because it's a series of so many small problems clumped into one, accumulated. Like, let's say for example, they have issues with this, with the family, with school, with friends, with everything in the world. So that for me is one thing that most people don't understand about depression. So I'll make this as quick as I could, okay? So I couldn't discuss everything that we could or should discuss or whatever, but I'll make this as quick and as productive as I can, okay? Now, if you would ask, what are the remedies or solutions for depression? Well, basically, medically, through doctors and medicine, but of course not everyone can go to the doctor and get some medicine. But if you could have the luxury of money, then that's good. Which reminds me, now, let's say most successful people, career successful and financially successful, let's say, yeah, a singer of a huge band or a huge businessman, or to be more simple, yeah, a singer of a huge band. Of course, he has huge money, tons of money, and normally a person would say, "Oh, he couldn't be depressed. He couldn't be sad. He has a lot of money." And money buys you happiness. You can buy the things that you want with money. But one thing that people also don't understand is, yes, money can buy you things, so many things, but financial security is just freedom from financial responsibility. It's freedom from financial debt, from financial pressure, and freedom from financial responsibility. The bliss of being free from financial responsibility is different from that of depression. Now, we could talk for hours end about that, and actually now going back to Slapshot and Jamir Garcia, we could talk for hours end about how it has impacted our life and about their music. But another thing that I could say is to remedy depression is gradual everyday acceptance. Of course, it's something that you couldn't control, but it's something that you can make a choice of. If you're depressed, then if the reason for most depression is everyday small everyday bullshits, then go for gradual everyday acceptance. Yes, it's sad. Yes, you feel terrible in yourself and you don't know why you feel terrible, but gradual everyday acceptance. Today I feel terrible. Yes, I know. But I know I'm going to do myself a favor. I'm going to do better next time. You'll feel better after saying that, but after much while you'll feel like you feel like shit again because depression strikes. So it's hard, and when that comes, just say to yourself again, it's okay, everything's okay, and I'm gradually accepting this. Gradual acceptance, gradual everyday acceptance. It's hard and it's not instant. It takes so much, it takes such a while, and once you're over it, you realize, damn, with the depression you've wasted so much time and energy. And one thing that's also very important is choosing to do yourself a favor. Choosing to do yourself a favor. Of course, those who were depressed and suicidal, people would say, "Oh, they had a choice to live. They had a choice to cut their life or what." Of course, they had a choice. They had a choice to choose life and to choose death, suicide. But the small everyday things, it's what's tilting the arrow, the good thing and the bad thing, to choose life and to choose death. But everyday small bullshits are tilting to that, going to the arrow, going to death. If you get what I'm saying, I'm trying to simplify it as much as I could, but yeah, of course they had a choice. They had a choice, but the small everyday things that's happening is tilting towards that of the choice, the instant solution of suicide. And it's sad. It's sad. Now, in order to remedy this is, yes, as what I said, gradual everyday acceptance. It's hard and it's not an instant solution. It's hard. And also, most importantly, support, seeking help. As what I've said, not everyone has the luxury of going to the doctors or medicines or what, but for most people, the best thing is to gradual acceptance every day and to seek help from friends and family. And this is hard, especially if you're one from a broken family. So find friends, good people who accepts you for who you are. Be with people who actually care for you. Now, this one is also hard because it's hard to find people who really actually care for you. This is hard, but if you if you had a choice of gradually accepting everything, then it should eventually come into place. It's more important to vent out, to release your feelings. Now that's the simplest way I could say it. And man, I still couldn't get over with the news. It was devastating for such a loss for heavy metal and Filipino music as a whole, and for the fans. I'm also grieving along with the Slap Armies. I'm a Slap Army myself, been a fan for a very long time. I'm lucky to have seen them once here in Davao back in 2015. I remember back then that was in Metro Station, but we don't have Metro Station anymore. And no, the thing about Slapshock is their music has always been therapeutic. Their music has helped me throughout so many things in life. As a teenager, as a high school student back then, and so into college, and then into the real life and the adult thing. They've helped me through so many things because their music tends to be very therapeutic because it releases tension, it releases anger, it releases everything. And as much as their music has been very helpful and therapeutic to people, the irony is it wasn't therapeutic to the singer himself, to Jamir Garcia himself. Now I'm seeing a spiderweb effect here. Because a spiderweb, like anything could stick on a spiderweb, but the spider itself couldn't stick on its own web. The spider wouldn't stick on its own web. So it's just like that spiderweb effect. Apparently, their music was helpful, therapeutic to so many people, but apparently it went to a point that it wasn't therapeutic to him anymore, and it's sad. Now, this is as simple as I could get. I'm already taking up too much time. Now, on a final note, do yourself a favor and Slapshock, Jamir Garcia, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Rest in power. Rest in paradise. This is still hard to accept, and we're grieving. Condolences to his family and to his family, friends, and all of the fans. And that's all for now. This is still very sad, but yeah, I'll see you around in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching Quarantine Random Talks. Ciao.